What happened on Mother's Day quickly became one of the most talked about topics on social media. It wasn't just a small disagreement or a few comments going back and forth online. It turned into a major discussion that had people sharing opinions, analyzing photos, and debating every new post that appeared. At the center of all the attention was Claressa Shields, whose presence in Papoose'S circle sparked a wave of reactions across the internet. Many people felt that she didn't simply enter the situation quietly. Instead, she seemed to arrive in a way that immediately grabbed attention and made people feel like a new chapter was beginning before the previous one had fully ended. Because Remy Ma remains such a well-known and respected figure, many followers were already paying close attention to anything connected to her. As soon as Claressa appeared more prominently around Papoose's, social media users started examining every detail. Comment sections filled up with arguments and theories. Photos were treated like clues, captions were analyzed for hidden meanings, and people began creating their own versions of what they believed was really happening behind the scenes. While most conversations focused on the public figures involved, some people began looking at the situation from a different angle. Instead of concentrating on interviews, social media posts, or public appearances, they started thinking about Papoose'S mother, Mama Mitchell. Interestingly, she became one of the most important people in the discussion despite not publicly saying anything. Many observers felt that looking at the situation from her perspective changed the entire story. Suddenly, the focus shifted from celebrity drama to family relationships and traditions. As the timeline of events was reviewed, people pointed out that Claressa is far more than a social media personality. She is a world champion athlete with an impressive career and a long list of accomplishments. Her achievements have earned her respect far beyond the world of sports. According to discussions circulating online, she reportedly had important professional opportunities available in Atlanta around that time. These opportunities were said to include appearances, networking events, business meetings, and career-related activities that could help strengthen her already successful reputation. Because of that, some people were surprised when attention turned toward New York instead. Rather than remaining focused on those professional commitments, Claressa appeared at a VIP event where Papoose's was also spending Mother's Day weekend. That detail immediately caught the attention of social media users. Many people questioned whether her attendance was simply about enjoying the event itself. Others believed there was a deeper reason behind her presence. In today's digital world, being seen can be just as important as actually attending an event. A single photo can create headlines. One social media post can spark endless conversations. An appearance in the right place at the right time can send a message without anyone saying a word. That is why many online observers felt that her presence carried significance. To them, the photos and videos served as proof that she wanted to be visibly connected to the moment. As more information spread online, another detail began attracting attention. According to stories being shared by commentators and fans, the VIP gathering was not simply a random night out. Many believed it was organized as a special Mother's Day celebration involving members of Papoose'S family. The event was reportedly intended to honor important women in his life, including relatives who had been part of his journey long before public attention became involved. This detail changed the conversation considerably. Once people understood that the gathering may have been centered around family and motherhood, they began viewing the guest list differently. Discussion shifted away from entertainment and toward questions about who belonged at the event and why certain individuals were present. Critics online argued that a family-centered celebration would naturally focus on mothers, sisters, nieces, and other relatives who shared deep personal connections with the family. Since Claressa is not connected to the family through marriage, children, or blood relations, some people wondered how she became such a visible part of the occasion. Those questions quickly spread across social media platforms, where users began offering countless theories. One of the biggest questions centered around the guest list itself. Many social media users pointed out that VIP areas usually have limited space. Invitations are often carefully planned, especially during private family celebrations. Because of that, people started wondering whether someone else might have been expected to attend or whether the invitation list had changed. No one seemed to have a definite answer, but that uncertainty only fueled more speculation. As the discussion continued, attention moved beyond the guest list and toward the videos and photographs that emerged from the event. Social media users watched every clip repeatedly, examining body language, facial expressions, and interactions. In particular, many viewers became focused on Papoose. While cameras captured moments throughout the evening, some people felt he appeared somewhat distant or distracted. Others believed he seemed calm and reserved, while a different group argued that people were reading too much into brief video clips. The reality is that social media often turns ordinary moments into major stories. A glance, a smile, or a few seconds of video can lead to thousands of opinions from people who were never actually there. That is exactly what happened during this Mother's Day controversy. Every image became evidence for one side or another, and every new post created another round of debate. In the end, what made this situation so fascinating to many people was not just the celebrities involved. It was the combination of family, relationships, timing, and public perception. Whether the theories are accurate or not, the event showed how quickly social media can transform a private gathering into a nationwide conversation. Long after the celebration ended, people were still discussing the photos, analyzing the videos, and trying to piece together a story that only those directly involved truly understand. As the event continued, people online became even more obsessed with analyzing every detail. Videos and photos from the night spread quickly across social media, and users began studying Papoose's behavior frame by frame. In many clips, he appeared focused on things other than the cameras around him. Sometimes he seemed occupied with his phone. Other times he looked more interested in his food or conversations happening nearby. While that might sound completely normal, social media rarely treats ordinary moments as ordinary. Before long, screenshots were being shared everywhere. Every facial expression was captured, every glance was replayed, and every reaction became a topic of discussion. Within hours, thousands of people had already reached their own conclusions. Some viewers claimed Papoose looked uncomfortable throughout the evening. Others argued that he simply appeared tired after a long day. A few people believed he looked distracted, while another group insisted that everyone was reading too much into a few short clips. The truth was impossible to know from brief videos alone, but that didn't stop the internet from creating its own version of events. Once social media settles on a storyline, it often grows larger than the facts themselves. However, the biggest controversy arrived after the event. For years, Papoose has publicly celebrated Mother's Day by honoring his mother with a heartfelt tribute. It became something many followers expected to see each year. His posts were viewed as a sign of respect and appreciation for the woman who helped shape his life. When this year's tribute appeared online, people immediately started examining every detail. What might have seemed like a simple post quickly became another source of debate. The detail that attracted the most attention was the appearance of Claressa Shields' name among the tagged accounts. For some people, it meant absolutely nothing. They saw it as a harmless tag with no deeper meaning. Others viewed it very differently. Social media users are known for looking beneath the surface of every post. They search for clues, hidden messages, and signs that might reveal what is happening behind the scenes. Because of that, a simple Mother's Day tribute suddenly became another topic of speculation. The conversation grew even larger when Claressa shared content about spending Mother's Day with her mother and her sisters. One particular word immediately caught the attention of viewers: sisters. The women featured in some of the content were members of Papoose's family, and that sparked another round of debate. Critics argued that family titles carry weight and are usually earned through years of relationships, trust, and shared experiences. In their view, those labels should not be used casually. Supporters disagreed completely. They felt people were overreacting and turning an innocent expression into unnecessary drama. At that point, the discussion was no longer focused on a concert or a holiday gathering. It had become a larger conversation about family, acceptance, and public perception. Once social media transforms a moment into a narrative, that narrative often takes on a life of its own. People begin choosing sides, defending their opinions, and looking for evidence that supports their viewpoint. Many critics argued that spending time around a family is not the same thing as officially becoming part of that family. They believed Claressa was presenting herself as though she had already secured a place within a family structure that had not fully developed yet. According to those voices, family bonds are built gradually. They come from years of shared memories, loyalty, understanding, and acceptance. Those relationships cannot be created overnight. As a result, comment sections exploded with arguments. Some users strongly defended Remy Ma and pointed to her long history with Papoose. Others questioned why Claressa was being criticized so heavily. A few comments became so popular that they attracted more attention than the original post that started the discussion. The debate seemed to grow larger every day. Then another topic entered the conversation: tattoos. Unlike photos or social media captions, tattoos are permanent reminders of specific chapters in a person's life. Online observers quickly pointed out that Papoose still carries visible tattoos connected to his history with Remy Ma. For many viewers, those tattoos symbolized years of commitment, shared experiences, and significant moments that could not simply disappear because of new headlines or public appearances. That observation led to another theory spreading across social media. Some people began questioning whether the recent public appearances, interviews, matching outfits, and highly visible moments were happening naturally. To certain observers, everything seemed carefully organized. They suggested it looked less like a relationship developing on its own and more like a planned introduction designed for public consumption. Some described it as a media rollout, while others believed it was a strategy to shape public opinion before people had a chance to form their own conclusions. Whether those theories are true or not remains unknown. What became clear, however, was that many people no longer viewed the situation as a simple romance story. The focus gradually shifted toward another important figure: Mama Mitchell. Interestingly, she never made headlines, gave interviews, or addressed the situation publicly. Yet her silence became one of the most discussed aspects of the entire controversy. Many online observers pointed out that Mama Mitchell has witnessed the complete history between Papoose and Remy Ma. She was there long before social media became involved. She watched them navigate challenges, celebrate victories, and build a life together over many years. Because of that history, people paid close attention to what she did not do. There was no public endorsement, no reposts, and no visible statements suggesting her position had changed. To many social media users, that silence spoke volumes. As the discussion continued, another question surfaced. Some critics wondered why so much attention appeared focused on Papoose's family during Mother's Day, while there seemed to be less public focus on Claressa's own mother. They questioned why more attention was not given to the woman who raised a champion athlete and helped support her journey to success. That observation created yet another round of online debate. Even so, many people stressed that their concerns were not about Claressa's accomplishments. Her reputation in boxing is firmly established, and her achievements have earned worldwide respect. Instead, critics argued that they were concerned about how an ongoing relationship controversy could become attached to her public image. Celebrity headlines travel quickly, and public narratives often follow famous figures for years. Meanwhile, Remy Ma remained completely silent. There were no public arguments, no online back-and-forth exchanges, and no attempts to respond to every rumor circulating online. Ironically, that silence became one of the strongest storylines in the entire situation. As social media users continued choosing sides and debating theories, many arrived at the same conclusion: the people speaking the least were having the biggest impact. Until either Remy Ma or Mama Mitchell decides to address the situation directly, the internet will likely continue filling the silence with speculation, assumptions, and endless theories of its own.